Hi, I'm David Fleming from Disciples Ignited, where we are focused on Jesus, advancing his kingdom, and preparing his disciples. Today we've got a very interesting lesson that involves how music ministry is involved in many cases with prophetic ministry. Let me read to you about it in 1 Chronicles chapter 25, verse 1, concerning how David conferred with some of the commanders of his army about prophetic ministry and music ministry. Yeah, you heard me right. Listen. David, together with the commanders of the army, set apart some of the sons of Asaph, Heman, and Jeduthun for the ministry of prophesying, accompanied by harps, lyres, and cymbals. Oh, y'all, there is so much to unpack from this one verse. First of all, I hope that you caught the fact that David is conferring with some of the commanders of his army about prophetic ministry and music ministry. Man, that should blow our minds. Y'all, we so often put people in a box. We say, okay, you're involved in warfare, so that's what you do. But David understood, yeah, they might be commanders in the army, but God has also gifted many of them prophetically and also in music. And so he conferred with them. Oh, y'all, we just need to have an open heart and an open mind like David did. Well, David went to some of these commanders of the army and he started conferring with them and about prophetic ministry and music ministry and how they work together. And if you'll continue reading in the Old Testament, David set up much of the music ministry and the temple ministry that was later on going to take place in Solomon's reign. But David, of course, is not the only one that understood the real tight connection between music ministry and prophetic ministry. Listen to what Elijah the prophet did. We read this in 2 Kings chapter 3, verse 15. But now bring me a harpist. While the harpist was playing, the hand of the Lord came on Elisha. See, Elijah understood that he just loved music, apparently. And music just helped him really just settle his heart and to clear his mind so that he could focus in on the word of the Lord. And that's exactly what happened. He called for a musician. The musician started playing, and it got him in a zone where he heard the word of the Lord. It is no mistake that often when we go to church, how do we start the service? We start it with music, with praise, with worship. Why? That gets us into the right frame of heart and mind. It sets our focus on Jesus as we worship him. And it gets us in the place of heart where we can receive the word of the Lord. Well, when we understand that and understand that music can often put us in the right place to where we're going to be able to better flow in the prophetic stream. Well, we see this really take place in heaven all the time. Revelation chapter 5, verse 8 mentions about how music has a very important part in prayer ministry in heaven. Yeah, you heard me right. Prayer ministry. Listen to this. The 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb. Each one had a harp, and they were holding golden bowls full of incense, which are the prayers of God's people. Music ministry has such an important part to play in all types of ministry. So we need to begin to utilize music not as a means of entertainment, but as a means of helping us as God's people get in the flow of what the Spirit wants to do, whether it be prayer, prophesying, whatever ministry the Lord wants to bring forth. You'll find music ministry often helps us get there. We'll talk more about it tomorrow.